Alright, so pretty light news week this week involving PlayStation, huh guys? No, that is not the case. What is going on, guys? It is your boy TKD123 here back in PlayStation Source, and I actually haven't sat down and actually had notes in front of me and recorded a video in a while. So, hope you guys enjoy. I've been a little bit just busy with some other stuff and just had a lot of just life stuff and everything happening. So, but it's nice to finally come back and just talk to you guys about what's been going on here. So of course, you guys probably already read the title, probably saw the thumbnail, probably heard from someone else as well. This happened yesterday, so I am a little bit late to the party, but I did want to just take a step back and just think about it objectively and look at, both sides of the whole dilemma and, really kind of reorganize my thoughts on this whole thing, because I feel like I might piss off a lot of you in this video. But, I don't think I will, because honestly, I'm just looking at it from like a different angle, but still I have the same critiques and same criticisms that I had before on this topic. But let's go into it. It has become a reality. God of War Ragnarok will be a PS4 and PS5 cross-generation game, and it did get delayed. So let's read the first one here. This one's an easy one to go over. Sony Santa Monica did put this up, and this was unveiled officially by the Herman Holst blog yesterday, which I will link below in the description, which has a bunch of other stuff that we will talk about on Safe Slot Podcast on Sunday as well. So definitely don't miss that. But let's go over what Sony Santa Monica had to say about the God of War release date. They say here, quote, "Since the release of the next God of War teaser last year, we've been humbled by the amount of love our community has shown us. We're incredibly grateful to see so many people excited to experience the next chapter of Kratos and Atreus' journey. We remain focused on delivering a top quality game while maintaining the safety and well-being of our team, creative partners, and families. With this in mind, we've made the decision to shift our release window to 2022. Thank you all for your continued support. We've got some exciting things in the works that we can't wait to show you. Santa Monica Studios." So big surprise there, big whoop. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you were one of those people that were really thinking that God of War Ragnarok was actually going to launch and come out in 2021, you were having weird expectations. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I don't know. Maybe like the average consumer, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe someone that, isn't really in the weeds in the video game industry might have obviously believed and taken their word for it because they said it, right? So it's not like, it's not like I really blame you that much if you're just not in the weeds, but if you know what's going down, it was very clear from a mile away. Literally, the minute we saw 2021 on the PS5 reveal, I was saying, no, that's a fake date. Like, I'm pretty sure I even said that on there. I'll go back and find the clip and put it over here in the video, but it's been pretty consistent with me that I never believed that God of War Ragnarok would actually launch in 2021.
I assume this is it, though. Like, they're not actually gonna show it.
Ragnarok is coming.
Nice. That's cool. That is cool.
2021? Bullshit. Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah. So that's all set in stone, cut and dry. It's cool. All right. 2021 will not have a new God of War. I'm not that worried about it. Once again, this is one of those things where, hey, it's God of War. I'll wait for it. It'll come when it comes. I'm just, going to be chilling here with some other games, obviously. And of course, let's make sure that the God of War Ragnarok game is going to be to its highest quality and make sure everyone is not, crunching that hard, all that good stuff. So all that's great. Let's get to the main topic here at hand here, though. Of course, God of War Ragnarok is now a PS4, PS5 game. Yes, we did a video about it a few months ago detailing the prospect of that, and I have my thoughts there about if that reality comes to fruition, how I feel about it. And I'm gonna say up front here that my thoughts and feelings have changed a little bit. They're a little bit slightly adjusted. But let's go over what was said here. Herman Holst here, they had some words here that he said on the blog post, which I think is a transcript of the PlayStation podcast that they had up this week. But here's what he said about, other games hitting PS4. Quote, "Where it makes sense to develop a title for both PS4 and PS5. For Horizon Forbidden West, the next God of War, Gran Turismo 7, we'll continue looking at that, and if PS4 owners want to play that game, then they can. If they want to go on and play the PS5 version, that game will be there for them." So yeah, that's it guys, cut in stone, there it is, dry. And like, I know that quote was taken a little bit, you know, to some people, they were kind of like holding on to that quote and really assessing if that's really what he was saying here. But Push Square did reach out to PlayStation PR and they did confirm that yes, God of War and, you know, to a lesser extent, at least in my opinion, because I don't really care about Gran Turismo, but Gran Turismo 7 as well is also a PS4, PS5, you know, cross-generation game. But of course, the main topic here, God of War Ragnarok being that. So let's just take a step back, guys. You know what I'm saying? Let's just take a step back. All right, I'm a PS5 owner, right? So let's just have that context in firsthand. I'm a day one owner of the PS5 as well. So, you know, whatever you want to take with that grain of salt with me, go ahead. But I made a quick list here, just thinking about it over the past few hours, and I wanted to just go over the pros and the cons of this move, okay? And so let's go over the pros, because I feel like we're gonna take a lot more time with the cons. Okay, so the pros, of course, you know, with them releasing God of War Ragnarok on PS4 and PS5, they have access to a bigger player base, thus funneling more sales to the game, and thus funneling more funds to more PlayStation Studios IP, whether it be Sony Santa Monica's IP. You know, they are working on a new IP as well, so that's really cool that we'll see in the future. But you know, they'll be able to garner more sales, thus funneling more of that profit and more of that money into the PlayStation Studios family. So that's always a great thing. Obviously, that is the business benefit of this whole thing. Not hard to really digest, not really hard to really, you know, kind of conjure up. It's a very cut, straightforward thing, right? But then we go into the player base, right? I think what they could really do here is that, of course, the original God of War, did the original God of War have photo mode? I think it did. No, it did, yeah. So you know, if hypothetically speaking, God of War Ragnarok does have a photo mode, right? I've always said that photo mode, I think, is a very, very smart thing to put in your game, because it allows the player to do some of your advertising post-launch on Twitter to their followers and make the game look really cool in screenshots. And plus, I mean, it looks good, like it's a good looking game, so why not, right? But putting a photo mode will allow other people to be able to self-advertise your game. That's always a good thing. And of course, you know, they'll be able to do that if the game looks good on PS4, because I know you guys saw these tweets here, but I'm pretty sure the base PS4 is going to have a very tough time running God of War Ragnarok. Like, there was this clip going around, check it out. But the last benefit I see here, you know, that was just off the whim, just me just thinking about it the past few hours, was that it could stimulate the, you know, desire to get a PS5 for those that are on the fence for hopefully their next God of War title, which will hopefully be exclusive to PS5. And if I'm being real here, if I'm, you know, just making a very, very, you know, just bold guess here, I'm pretty sure that the next God of War won't be cross-generation PS4, PS5. That's my hope. I don't know. You know, I really thought that God of War Ragnarok would be a PS5 exclusive game, if I'm being honest with you guys. But I'm assuming that the next God of War game will be a PS5 exclusive. So why not, you know, give those that enjoyed God of War 2018 one more game, one more experience, like with Miles Morales and with Horizon Forbidden West. Just give them just one more to not only bolster sales, but also to be able to push those over the edge and to really get hungry for the next game that they would have to go out and buy a PS5 for, right? So that's, you know, just pretty much the pros there. You know, we have a player pro, of course, and also, I mean, one that I didn't say here, but hopefully it just bled through. It's cool that a lot more people get to experience a game. That's cool. That's always a good thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like it's really the worst thing in the world for more people to experience a game, you know, with all that set in stone. But let's go into the main con, which the con really boils down to one con that is a very big and complicated, well, not really complicated, but just a very, very, very dense con, right? The what if scenario, right? The prospect of what could a next gen God of War Ragnarok look like if it was only PS5, right? Like, we also thought about it with Miles Morales. Like, what could Miles Morales have been if it didn't have to be on PS4? What could Horizon Forbidden West have been if it was just on PS5. I think I said Miles Morales on PS4. I meant PS5. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm saying here, right? So that like what if factor, of course, does tie directly back into Mark Cerny's The Road to PS5, talk for GDC. I think it was 2019. I think or 2018, something like that. I think it was 2019. Which Mark Cerny, you totally ripped the Road to podcast series, but neither here or there. I'm not gonna come after you. I got a lot of respect for Mark Cerny, but he kind of snipped Road to PS5, even though it didn't exist at that current point. But did I bite it? Maybe I got it. I don't know, but whatever, right? So what he said here about the PS5 SSD during that whole talk was that game design is going to fundamentally change, where you will have game design that does not have to have these long corridors or use techniques to be able to have the game load the rest of the world or the environment that you're going into, right? With the SSD, you'll be able to load that whole environment in one swoop, thus not needing to do the traditional game design techniques to be able to load a game in stages and make sure that the player is traveling in areas that are very similar and easy to load. That way they can load other environments as the player continues in a play space. That is no longer needed in theory with the PS5 SSD, because it allows for that game design to be more flexible because it doesn't need to load that much, right? So when we have that whole talk, right, that is really what people are talking about when they talk about the prospect and the what if and the promise of what a PS5 exclusive could be if it was only on PS5. Because you got to imagine, right, if they have to change the game design for it to fit a PS4 architecture, right, the PS4 does not have the PS5 SSD. So you can see there already that, they can't do what they could do on PS5 if the game has to fundamentally run on the PS4. And honestly, I gotta keep it 100 with you guys, 8 above 92 style, right? Like, I mean, look, okay, with the con, right, with the prospect of like the what if, what God of War Ragnarok could look like if it was just on PS5 and just had to rely on the PS5 hardware, right? Like, I really empathize, and honestly, for the most part, I really agree with that notion. Like, I can't help but wish that the PS5 exclusive version for God of War Ragnarok was the only version of God of War Ragnarok, because like, hey guys, I mean, look, this might sound super selfish, and I get it. A lot of you guys want a PS5. Y'all can't get a PS5. I understand that, but a lot of people have access to a PS5, right? And one of those people are me, right? Is me, right? So I don't think it is a crazy prospect for me to want a upcoming PlayStation game to be a PS5 exclusive, to take advantage of the full nature of the PS5. Like, I don't think that is such a crazy, outlandish thing to think about and to hope for and want, right? Like, and at the same time, I can also say that, even though that's what I want, it's not necessarily a huge negative that the game will be coming to PS4, because let's all boil it down, okay? All in all, let's just boil it down to what it is, okay? And like, my new kind of thought process on this, right, is that everything changed when I saw Horizon Forbidden West gameplay, okay? I genuinely was really, really pleased with what I saw here on the screen here, you know what I'm saying, with Horizon Forbidden West. I thought it looked great. We have better facial animations, we have better, physics, we have better effects, we have better lighting, we have ray tracing that is being added to the game as well, which things that I haven't talked about yet, but have been breaking news lately that came out this morning. We're gonna get 60 frames per second on Horizon Forbidden West as well, like on the PS5 version, and there's a ton of bells and whistles and a ton of TLC love and care that's being put into the PS5 version, right? So at the end of the day, right, I really can't sit here in this chair, right, and say that I'm incredibly like disappointed and frustrated that God of War Ragnarok is coming to PS4 after seeing the Horizon Forbidden West gameplay on PS5, another cross-gen game, and how that game is looking on PS5 right now, right? Obviously, I do have a want, and that want is that I would have loved for God of War Ragnarok to be a PS5 exclusive. That's what I would have wanted. That's what I would have chosen for that game specifically. Now that it's coming out in 2022, right? Like, and like, then again, I don't really feel the best about having cross-gen games into 2022. That seems kind of wild, but you know, it is what it is, right? So overall, I mean, after seeing Horizon gameplay, how good that game looks, after playing Miles and hearing people's thoughts about the base PS4 version of that game and how that game did not run that well and wasn't the greatest looking game, obviously it was still good, but like, you know, wasn't the best looking game in comparison to the PS5 version, obviously. I'm a little bit just kind of like, you know, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. You know, I'm not gonna pick up my pitchfork and start burning down buildings, whatever, and like doing crazy stuff that we're seeing on Twitter in the community right now. It's just like, you know, at the end of the day, I have a PS5, and I'm still going to experience God of War Ragnarok in the best possible form on release, right? Like, I'm still going to experience the best version of God of War Ragnarok. I'm still going to experience the best version of Horizon Forbidden West. And at the end of the day, it's like, okay, you know, yeah, it's gonna look better, right? But like, a lot of people are saying, oh, like, why would you buy a PS5 for that? And it's like, well, I mean, the game is still gonna be good, right? Like, let's not front. Like, I promise you, mark my words, people, I promise you, the minute we see God of War Ragnarok gameplay, nobody is gonna talk about how it's a PS4 game, and nobody is gonna talk about how there's this whole dilemma about how is the game held back, this and the third. That some people will, but did you hear a lot of that last week with Horizon Forbidden West? The answer is no. Everyone was raving and loving the game because it looked like a good game. And at the end of the day, I'm gonna get a good game from Sony Santa Monica that looks better, runs better, has more feature set, has a better overall quality, and is just objectively a better version of a already supposedly going to be a great game on the PlayStation 5. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Yes, I still wish that it was a PS5 exclusive, but at the end of the day, it's like, you know, we're still gonna get a great product. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's where I'm at the end of the day, right? Like, I think, you know, in my other video a few months ago, I was a little bit more critical about that whole thing, and I was kind of, you know, a little bit more of having like a negative slant as to having the game be cross-gen. But in this current day, man, you know, times are changing. The video game business is changing, and of course we have other outside factors that are the reason for this, that being of course the pandemic, that of course being the chip shortage, that of course being shipping problems and hurdles and everything from shipping, you know, products from China and overseas over here to the States and everything. Like, it's all a mess, right? But at the end of the day, I'm gonna get a good game at the best quality on console, on PS5, and it's like, you know, I'm not really gonna throw a big fit about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's still gonna be a good game, still gonna look great, still gonna play great, all that great stuff. And definitely remember I said this, boys. Remember I said this. You're not gonna hear a single peep about how this game is cross-gen when we see God of War Ragnarok. It's gonna be incredible. I'm assuming it's gonna blow people away, I'm guessing, and no one's gonna talk about the nature of this being a cross-gen game. But let me know what you guys think down below. I know I might have a little bit of an unpopular opinion, so I might get some flack in the comment section, but let me know, guys, what are your thoughts? Are you down with this? Do you not like it? Are you heavily against this? What are your thoughts? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And make sure also, while you are down there, check out that description, links to our Twitter, our Discord, and our Anchor link. That way you can listen to our long form content in podcast format. Those of course being Road to Rift Apart, which is on the end stretch. We are getting close to release next week for sure. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart stream series is starting up next week. Don't miss that. And of course, Saves Out Podcast, where there was a lot more in that blog post that we will be breaking down in detail on Saves Out Podcast this week on Sunday. Stick around. I got plenty of uploads planned. You know, I'm kind of back in that video making grind. I wasn't for a few weeks. Sorry about that, but we back. More streams coming as well. And yeah, thank you all for watching. And as always, greatness awaits.